What's up, everybody? It's Corey Thompson, aka Cradled Cat, again for another cast. I really enjoyed doing the last one, so I picked another game that we have won heavily. This is a 3v3, and making a little series of it, you know? So You Got Stomped, Episode 2. So here we are, with a great game. I played with some buds from the Discord, so please come on over to the Discord. You'll meet Arrook, who's playing the Orcs. You'll meet Laurelthone, hopefully you won't, who's playing the Eldar. And you might meet me on the Space Marines. So we're playing against a 2 Space Marines, 3 Space Marine team right here. And spoiler alert, these guys do quit, but there's some alright plays and some learning opportunities before that does happen. And once again, I have to point out that I'm not the best player either. So any criticisms from me is just totally welcome, because I want to bring people to where I am so we can all get better to where the pros are. So here you go.
A servitor is en route.
Alright, a little bit about the openings. I'm going triple servitor. If you ever played League of Legends, it's a lot like Words. I'm buying Words.
Deployed.
So this guy, Thone, he buys 9 Rangers every game. So you'll see that. So War Camp, from Arrook's perspective, he's got triple boys. And if you look at what the other folks have up here, we've got Tac Marine and Servitor. It's alright, triple Servitor, my man, and double Tac Marine. This guy's going bottom with his 2 Tac Marines. This guy with his Tac Marine, too early to see where he's going. And then this guy is going this way. On our side, Eldar is taking the bottom. He's going to start his Ranger spam here. I'm going up here, be flexible with the mid and my drop pods. And then the Orc is going bottom. Something to say about that: if you are building a base, you know, it's good to put it a little bit forward on this map. You should definitely hold these southern lanes. It's up to you whether you want to destroy this kind of stuff and open up these pathways. But what I can definitely say about this is the person who wants to be the most mobile should go kind of in the middle, so you can rotate to help both. Anyway, let's get this going. I'll show it from my perspective, so I'll be a little bit less confused. And what I can say about this early game, which is of course slow, is servitors. Scouting with servitors. So look where this servitor goes, for example. It starts off right here, and after a moment, it goes over here. This one comes up here. And this is a position that I'm looking at. Not that this is the best position in the world. See how this guy's scouting? But I paid 50 requisition for this vision. And I want that. You know, that's not a bad thing. So my standard opening is coming out here. The scouts, the assault marines, and the pods. Orc is in on a full-blown battle over here, and here kinda starts the first engagement of the game. So this guy went Doctrine Chapel and this guy went Barracks, and they're both kinda going up there. Whereas this guy with his Tactical Marines went over here. So you see like a whole breadth of Space Marine early game units, and if they were all fighting in one location, that'd be really good, because they're all supporting each other, do the combined arms. But we'll see what happens. So here's the first engagement of the game. We've got these Assault Marines and Devastators and Tacs from the enemy. This combined force from all 3 of them. No, just the 2 of them. Go in here. His boys, I'm immediately calling for them to retreat. We see that the Assault Marines have been called in. The first drop pod, second drop pod's been popped, and the banner. So I'm like, get out. So what's very important to keep in mind in these bigger team games is you've got to know when you're being double teamed on or triple teamed on, and when you are ganking. You know, that's a term from MOBAs where you have multiple people on one unit and you can focus fire them down very quickly, and it's like a coordinated ambush. So right now they tried to essentially gank this guy, and over here I'm like just telling him, get out, get out, get out. So let's go back to the fog of war. What I'm scouting over here. I know this guy is starting his rangers, building a listening post. He probably has tip of the spear, so to him that's like 200 to reinforce and have a turret.
Assault Marines report, ready to drop.
So let's see how many rangers Laurel Thone has at this point. So that's gonna be a theme of this game, is this guy just building rangers. And I've tried to convince him not to. Kind of everybody on Discord has, but it really seems to work for him, and he's really got the micro down. So what are you gonna do? So at this point, this guy's building this base back here.
We've scouted a small enemy force.
Ecoing, and I'm saying at this point, you know, we can ambush this guy. They're just standing out here. They think they're so safe because they're building this listening post to reinforce on. But look at all this stuff that's been popped. These units are dirt, you know, they're so cheap in terms of what they're worth. So there's going to be an engagement here, and I'm feeding him the sweet nothings over the microphone, telling him that he is going to win, you know, he's going to have a grand battle, standard orc stuff. You guys are going to have a great time. Everyone's going to get so killy. In the meantime, I know I'm not going to lose many units at all, because I have scouts, which go invisible and attack from range. These guys are going to die. So this is perfect. This is in the height of his macro. Meanwhile, so this is the kind of thing when you see this, you have to be telling your teammates, okay, this guy is massing rangers, we got to shut him down. Because, you know, you can move. You can really move, and you've got to be rotating. So here's the start of this battle. He shouts him off screen, running in, obviously not missing much. So I drop the Assault Marines here, the standard here, and I am beginning to attack with Scout Strike. So getting everything going. Battle's going pretty well. I'm rotating through my smoke grenades, stun grenades, excuse me. I've got shields, so I don't really care about melee. My Assault Marines are making sure that his very expensive Devastator squads are tied up. So, by effective use of scouting here and isolating someone who had a little bit supportive in terms of Assault Marines, but other than that, we were able to get a really good fight here. And you'll notice that even though this guy got away, oh, he didn't get away. I didn't chase him. I just went to do as much damage as possible. Maybe. No, see, that's not even true. Assault Marines are expensive and cost power, so those have to die. So at this point, scouting each other over here. And this fight's pretty much wrapped up. So over here, Laurel Thone is doing this thing where he runs back and forth all the way to the shield generator and shoots people with the Rangers. So he's probably gonna have to change his name, but whatever, man. He could learn to adapt. Some example of what this gameplay looks like. It's a lot like that. Remembering to focus the servitors, of course, because those are the scout units. At this point, my base is expanded over here. Why not? Get some heavy bolters up. It's good to just buy stuff sometimes that you're not, you know, gonna use. If you're gonna spend all your time microing, 3 scouts and assault marine, that's fine, but why don't you build some heavy bolters to be defense? You know, why don't you build some stuff to drop pods, just to have it when the next kind of, especially if you're winning, you know, you don't want to float while you're winning and then get beat because the other person is using their units. So very slowly putting pressure on this. This guy very confused as what to do. And the answer kind of is multiple people have to come after him, you know. These guys really invested a lot up here without protecting it. So with us destroying that, makes this guy so much more vulnerable to the bleeding. So at this point, I know I've done a lot of economical damage, and that's important. Just like count, not like a rough, like not super in detailed, but if you just make a rough, like, oh yeah, we destroyed those squads, I know that this guy is essentially out of the game for a little while. Tech is kid, but more than anyone,
the foe would destroy a requisition generator.
This guy is really out of the game.
A requisition generator has been destroyed.
So they're attacking and stuff. We see this, which means this guy's very free to do his bleeding shenanigans. And I know that the people on the right, and they're staying very similar, are not going to be attacking them. So I start to rotate over here. So at this point, looking at the, I decide to open this.
A drop pod is available.
So there's the stasis comes up. He moves in the Rangers, activates Vigor, removes Stealth, point target, increased attack speed.
The arsenal is prepared to arm our warriors.
So this is what happens if you go in one at a time. And don't be afraid to just like hold back, you know, if you're not getting bled, you can hold back and build units and then fight them, as opposed to just always be throwing in additional units. So that's not what happened up high. You know, they built that very forward Doctrine Chapel and the like, and that's not what's happening here either. He's not really responding to the way this game is playing out, and instead just acting like nothing's wrong, when in reality there's just a whole bunch of Rangers going on here. So by this point he's really got everything he needs. I still haven't seen anyone attacking here, so I'm able to fully commit over here. Sink air detected. Someone leaves, and at this point they're typing about how that guy did not want to play against Ranger spam, which I understand. I don't want to play against Ranger spam either. Drop in some las cannons. Finish the video. Pretty much. So some things I just wanted to highlight there is just how you have to adjust the game plan if something is happening. They built over here and had a very aggressive play over here, which is fine in theory because you're like, oh, I want to rush the top, you know, I want this elite point generator. But if you see if someone's massing Rangers, you kind of have to, you gotta put pressure on them. So that's all for this video. 3v3 edition of So You Got Stomped. I'm Cradle Cat, aka Corey Thompson, and thank you so much for watching. Beep beep.